Hello dear student, today we are discussing about the permanent tissue. Last time we discussed apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem or a meristematic tissue. But now the second types of tissue, that is the permanent tissue. Here what permanent tissue. What is the meaning of permanent tissue? The tissue which lost their ability to divide or redivide. The the tissue lost their ability to divide and redivide or such a tissue they perform the specific function. Such a tissue they perform specific function. They perform the particular function. So such a tissue is called as what? Permanent tissue. The tissue which is have the different shape and size. The tissue which have the different shape and size. Different shape and size. So that's why such a tissue is called as what? Permanent tissue. Permanent tissue basically two types. There are the first type of the permanent tissue is what? Simple permanent tissue, and the second type is what? That is the complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue. Simple and complex, these are the basic types of the permanent tissue. Now today we are discussing only the simple permanent tissue. Now this simple permanent tissue, this simple permanent this simple permanent tissue, in this tissue we discussing what is the simple permanent tissue, which kind of cell the simple permanent tissue made up of, and what is their subtype. Simple permanent tissue, basically the tissue which is made up of the only one types of cell. The tissue which is made up of only one types of cell, only one types of a cell, or what we writing another, the tissue which is made up of the single types of cell. Or what is the character of the simple permanent tissue? Their basic character of the simple permanent tissue is what? All cell become the living cell. All cell become the living cell. So this simple permanent tissue, they are basically classified into the three types or three subtypes. The first type of the simple permanent tissue is what? That is the parenchyma. The first type is what? Parenchyma. Paren, primary chyma, skin. Primary skin tissue. Primary skin. Chyma, what is the meaning of the chyma word? Skin. Chyma word? Skin. Primary skin. So this parenchyma tissue is the first type. The next type of this tissue is what? Collenchyma. The next type is what? Collenchyma. And choline. What is the meaning of choline word? The choline, their meaning is what? Glue. or chyma skin, glue like a skin, that is the cholenchyma. And the third type is what? That is the sclerenchyma. The third type, sclerenchyma. Scleren, what is their meaning? Dead, or chyma skin, dead skin tissue. So parent, that is the primary skin tissue. Colon, glue-like skin, and sclerenchyma, that is the dead skin tissue. So this is the three types of the simple permanent tissue. Now we discussing the first parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue. What is the meaning of parent? Primary skin tissue. This parenchyma tissue, all it is made up of the all living cell. What is the first character of the parenchyma tissue? All cell become the living cell. The tissue made up of living cell. The tissue made up of living cell. Tissue made up of living cell. Second character, the cells become thin. Okay, cell become what? Their cell wall become the thin. Cell wall is made up of the cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose for large intercellular space. Large intercellular space. Okay, large intercellular space. So how this parenchyma tissue they are look like? This parenchyma tissue they are look like this form. So this is the parenchyma cell, or in this tissue they also have the nucleus, but a large intercellular space. And nucleus become the, now suppose these are the nucleus. So this nucleus they are the smaller in size, and vacuole is what? Larger in size. So this vacuole part, these are the vacuole part. So vacuole become larger in size and nucleus become the smaller in size. These are the vacuole part. So in this, what we this nucleus, this vacuole part, or this intercellular space, cellular space, and this cell wall is made up of the, this cell wall is generally made up of the polysaccharide sugar. Their name is what? Cellulose. This cell wall is made up of the cellulose. So reason what? The parenchyma, the tissue is made up of the living cell. They are the thin cell wall. They are made up of the cellulose, intercellular space. Nucleus is smaller. Nucleus is a smaller, but vacuole become the prominent or a larger. Vacuole become a larger in size. In size. If the vacuole become larger in size, so what is the meaning of the parenchyma tissue? Their major function of the parenchyma tissue, store the food material. Now the parenchyma cell basically again divided two parts, two subtype. The parenchyma cell, if present in the leaf part, is also considered as the chlorenchyma. 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 What is the meaning of chlorenchyma? Chlorine, that is the chloroplast. Chloroplast. Chyma, skin. Chyma, skin. The plant which contain the chloroplast skin, or the tissue which contain the chloroplast, that is the chloroplast skin. Now the tissue which contain, or the tissue which present the excess amount of chloroplast, that is the chlorenchyma tissue. So the chlorenchyma tissue, they contain the green pigment. What is the main name of this green pigment? Their name is what? Chlorophyll. Okay, these are the green pigment present in the chlorenchyma. Or what they perform? They generally perform the reaction. Their name is what? Photosynthesis. They perform the reaction photosynthesis. So chlorenchyma. And the next part of the parenchyma tissue is what? The another part of the parenchyma tissue is the second part, that is the arranchyma. What is the meaning of arranchyma? Arranchyma, these are the bouncy nature tissue present in the various kind of grasses. So parenchyma, that is the chloroplast containing tissue. Arranchyma is the bouncy nature tissue or the bouncy tissue. So this is called as the bouncy tissue. Why it is called as the bouncy tissue? Because large amount of air space, or the large amount of the intercellular space. Large intercellular space. Large intercellular space present. Where this arranchyma or arranchyma tissue present, such tissue generally present into the grasses. Okay, where the tissue present, they are present in the grasses. So we are discussing now today what is the parenchyma, what is the simple permanent tissue. There are the basically two type. First is the parenchyma. First is the simple permanent tissue. Second is the complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, they also have the three type: parenchyma, collenchyma, and a sclerenchyma. Parenchyma is the living tissue. Their cell wall becomes the thin, made up of the cellulose. Nucleus becomes smaller in size. Vacuole becomes the larger in size. Or there are two types: chlorenchyma and the this arranchyma. Remaining part we discuss tomorrow. Thank you.